It's match time, everybody. We have another one-on-one situation. Not these players, though. Let's rotate. We got Chaos Defrost, Corn Dan on the left, NPC and Genie on the right. Let's get them up. I'm gonna go ahead and see what our challenge pack is, too. I'm going through Extreme Zeros just because we need to get them out of the way because they're a contender. We'll save the other packs for later. Hey, thank you for the sub, Kizza. This is the Lavalin pack by Extreme Zero. Dropping it in the data. Game 1, Black Belt Challenge. 8 fighters in arcade. Game 2, N+. 5 episodes of your choice. Game 3, Iron Kid. 4 stage, B4, stage 4 as Gaff. The robot-looking guy. Never remember what NPC's Twitch name is. That's it. NPC lives. I'm only really familiar with N+, classic platformer challenge. I am planning on doing billiards tonight. It's been a little while. Don't have a good camera set up still in terms of focus, but I have everything else. I think it'll be better than it was. Hey, thank you. For the sub. Here's to better times. My air conditioner's broken. That's my hard time at the moment. My freaking thunderstorm broken. I gotta get that fixed. I'm dying here. This is ridiculous. Half of the value going downstairs to do pool is from that room being the coolest one in the house. Let me see if Chaos Defrost is online here. What a jam. I'm just waiting on one of my players to respond. Everyone else is here. Yo, thank you for the host. We're going to give Chaos Defrost a little bit of time, but they did confirm they were going to be here, so we're just going to give them the default time of 60 minutes if they're not. Can't help that much. Well, I'll be right back, and we'll get started whether they're here or not. Give them a 3-minute countdown here. And Plus is interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hey, thank you. Looking grim for Chaos Defrost. They're green on Discord, so I hesitate to start. But I can't seem to get a rise out of them. Well, the time has come to start. They haven't indicated that they are here, so... We're 15 minutes late already getting into it. Let's do it. I've got full from everybody else. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's reset that clock and pull audio, probably from Corndan.
Ready, fight!
Okay, so we have some kind of unusual fighter game. It kind of looks like Skullgirls or something. Interesting. Oh. Defeat early. Yeah, it's really hot in here. My AC has probably run out of Freon or something. I don't think the thunderstorm actually had anything to do with it. But in any case, it's definitely not on. And, cool, it's 70% humidity around here. And, 90 degrees. It ain't no good. Already sweating. 8 fighters, yeah, seems like a lot, right? Seems like quite a big task list. If anyone is interested, if you're not a competitor, if you're not one of the 32 people still in this, we are taking volunteers to run through the challenges. Any that you feel like doing at all, just reviewing it if you think it's too much. If you think it's a bad challenge just because it doesn't make any sense for a competitive situation, I can put you in the room where you can do that if you want to. I would like to moderate more closely the back half of the tournament than I did the front half. The front half was pretty open. I left it up to the GMs mostly, but at this point I'm looking to make sure we have good stuff moving forward. I'll play myself through all of the really late game stuff. Yep, there's a lot of spoiler chat in that room, so obviously anyone in the tournament still is not allowed in there. Even if you didn't mean to see it, you wouldn't be able to read it at all. There's no reason for you to be in there. I don't know, you burn through fighters pretty fast in this, I guess, but 8 still seems like a lot. What is this noise? I guess that's the noise that the green cloaked guy owl makes. What a move that is, that diagonal kick that Genie's doing. With the ball and chain that breathes fire that the owl has. What a move that is. That looks like just a normal old kick, and it's just gross. It sweeps the whole screen. Can I kick? Can I kick? I don't know what he's saying. Got no idea. Well, it's been 5 minutes. I get the feeling that anytime a fighter game shows up, we're gonna need to cut it in half from whatever it was posted as. Just severely overestimating how easy these games are to jump into. For people who haven't, even if you have, just jumping into them out of nowhere when you're out of practice, you need just more than a little bit of time to get back into it. Very complicated. On the higher difficulties anyway. Maybe you can loop the AI or something, but the series of inputs we're looking for may not be immediately obvious. Al takes a victory. I don't feel like they work very well. I really don't. Not unless they are... I mean, if they do, they're too easy, but like, if they're like this, I feel like if you're good at it, you're gonna get this huge lead. Just because no one else is gonna be able to keep up. Corndan just grabbed a perfect. I think the players need to track themselves how many they've beaten. Corndan's moves are hard to top, I guess. It looks like the AI in this one's pretty simple. Al versus Al. Yeah, 6 in the center on everyone's screen to this point seems to be some kind of round number. So they're actually going through this really fast. So I would say this is the latter of what I was describing. It is really easy fighting game, at least at this difficulty. So they're just burning through it. Which, it makes it feel like it's a beat 'em up, which is alright. The other concern is that it's too hard, and I really don't think that works very well. Oh, we've been taken to the destruction zone there on Corndan's screen. Corndan seems to be at the back of the pack. However, their opponent is only Chaos Defrost. I suppose I should reiterate this every time, because I don't actually know how I can make it visually obvious on screen. I guess I would need a special graphic that merges the two boxes or something. But what we're actually doing here, it's a little confusing until you realize what it is, and then it's not at all. On the left side, those two are fighting each other, and on the right side, those two are fighting each other. There's no interaction between the two groups, other than that they're playing the same game today, by coincidence. We're just saving time and doing 2 matches at the same time. Chaos Defrost is against Corndan, and because they're not here, Corndan has a pretty good chance of winning that one, I would say. NPC is up against Gene Genie, and they are very closely matched at the moment. NPC is slightly ahead, half a round ahead in this. What if I make that versus Blink? I can do that. Hold on a second. Watch me crash OBS putting filters on this thing. There, that's annoying enough, right? Genes should be moving on, right? I'm telling Gene to move on. They beat it. It should not be on round 9. I hate the blink effect. I really don't like it. It never should have been created. Damn, it's bad. Let's put the drunk effect on instead. I don't even know what this is. Well, it matches that music. Corn Dan as well is ready to move on. Yeah. It's pretty experimental for us to take these games, DS games and such. It's technically savvy stuff, even when we provide them everything we can. I don't think we should do it in the future. It just doesn't work out very well. I hate that effect. Wow, that's bad. Okay. Magnitude, please. Yeah, DS is plenty of good games. It's just hard to deal with. This effect that I put on the versus text looks like it's bugged. Looks like it's so much worse. We don't need that. About divide, rotate, and convert. I don't even know what that means. Cell shaded. What? With an amp factor of 2.5. Oh my god. It's a secret versus message. Yeah, N Plus is a very slick little platformer. The money is optional, I'm pretty sure. So we're just dealing with finding the key, right? And they have their choice of levels, so they might be able to avoid... The missiles were a really hazardous thing in this game. Oh. It's got interesting physics on it. Okay, I think I'm done pretending I'm gonna change the verses. It's all good. Still haven't heard from Chaos Defrost, unfortunately. I think they're just gonna have to take the knockout on this one. This is double elimination, so they're not out. But it still sucks. I hate it when that happens. It's happened a couple times this tournament. I do have a long tournament here. Longer than I like, really. I mean, I like to have 64 people, but I don't know how to fairly have that many without just trying to crunch things along here. And we always end up running longer than I would technically like, because I have a lot of content I want to broadcast. I don't want to get caught up in any one tournament too long. So it's definitely painful, but needs to happen that I need to just move on one way or the other. The match needs to happen when it's scheduled. So Corndan is currently queued up to get a free victory unless Chaos Defrost can make up the match like today. If they feel like doing a run, I would probably accept it if they went live and just did a run. And we see what time they get. I think if N Plus has any problem, it's that it's a little too plain. Like it doesn't really have any style. It's totally like a Newgrounds looking Flash game in terms of graphics, untextured walls and stuff. It's very simple, which works, but I get bored when I play it. I really like the game, but I need that flair. I need those dumbass exploding Meat Boys, I guess. I'm a big child. It really does remind me of Meat Boy in terms of some of the wall jumping and physics, and especially the missiles, the way they chase you. It is definitely a Newgrounds sort of game, yeah, and I think they just didn't change it much from that environment. That's good. The speedruns are sick. It's just one of those games with 8 billion levels, and I only want to play it for a little bit at a time. I'm keeping watch to see if Chaos Defrost shows back up, but in the meantime, Corndan's just cruising through. We are looking for 5 episodes, which are fairly lengthy things. Can't complain about the soundtrack. $4,000 levels, eh? I mean, it doesn't have any plot or anything like that. It's hard to recognize that I do need that in my platformer, but I really kind of do. At least a little bit. Even if it's stupid. Like when I play Meat Boy as the go-to example for me for most platformers. Like it's either Meat Boy or Mario Brothers for me. Those both have enough story that I'm driven to finish. And I've never felt the need to do 4,000 levels of N+. It is what you see, though. It's exactly what you see. This is the game. I believe Genie's on their 5th episode already. I'm not sure where NPC is. We'll have to check when we get out of here. Corndan is also on their 5th pack. NPC is done. They're moving forward. They're currently in the lead out of this whole group. I guarantee you someone has not only finished, but speedran just about all of the content that you could. I don't know about doing all of them in one sitting, but you know what? There were people who speedran like Isaac, who did all of that content. It was a 48-hour run. I mean, hey, you want to talk about Ironman speedrunning? Take a look at the speedruns for that Switch Fitness game, Ring Fit, and the absolute the absolute endurance training that you have to do physically to be able to complete that in 10 hours, the 100% run. I'm just mashing the exercise the entire time. I was watching speedrunner who was doing Ring Fit that looked like they just break me in half. That was just running through Ring Fit, no sweat, just doing it so easily. What I know would wipe me out after an hour. I wouldn't be able to do it for that long. I'm not in bad shape, but man, and I'm only getting older here. I used to do runs, just running 5Ks and such. Best shape of my life, I was doing 5K every other day, just in the morning for fun, meditation run, just going for a nice little 20-minute jog. That was the best I've ever been, and I don't think I could keep up with what I was seeing in that Ring Fit even then, like in my prime. I wouldn't mind getting back into that, but it's hard to start that first mile. So this is Iron Kid. I don't know anything about this game. It looks pretty neat. Corndan is now moving on to it. We will need Corndan's time. In case that we do let Chaos Defrost run it on their own. Yeah, long distance running, you gotta just not go nuts. It's one of those things where it hurts while you're running until you're really good at it. It hurts while you're running, you want to stop, but it hurts way more to stop. You gotta just slow it down nice and slow. It definitely takes running form, and it's a high pressure sport. You need the right shoes. You need to be careful. You'll end up wiping yourself out real bad. The difference between moving like, I don't know, we're measuring in miles per hour. I guess it would be about 4 to 5 versus 3. That little difference is pretty huge in the stride that you take. You have to completely change form. There's a line that you cross to go into jogging mode, and there's another one that you go into for sprinting, and those forms are both very draining compared to the one before them. You just kind of get the hang of it. I was running a mile in about 7 minutes. That was my jogging pace, I think. Six minutes was pushing it a lot. Like if I was doing 6-minute miles, I don't think I could do more than 3. That was my daily, and I'd never wanted to push that hard. That was about as fast as I could go before I started to really wipe myself out. I was more interested in staying out there for a while. Getting that 5K every other day, every day or two. I made the mistake of signing up with one of those athletics apps on my phone with my buddy, Rybon, who is absolutely just a fitness champion. And he wasn't really being competitive. It was just every day I'd do a 5K and I'd check out Robbins, and he just did like a marathon. Like, just for fun, like he just ran for 4 hours. It's just... You could see the map that he ran and just look at it and like, were you in your car, man? What? So I always had that to look up to and try and catch. And I never did. This looks kind of like, I mean, maybe I have Mega Man on my mind, but it kind of looks like a Zero playthrough of Mega Man. A little clunkier than that, in fact. Iron Kid on the GBA. This is an animated TV series. I don't think it was an American release. I don't have any other robot swordsman references. That's all I got. It's even red. Just missing that cape. Where's the big blonde hair? Gray Fox. I wonder what the little pellets are, if they're just score or not. We have sub-weapons. We can see the difference in them between Gene Genie's dash stab and some of the other weapons the other folks are using. Next week I'm probably gonna hit some broadcasts a little harder. We have, if you're a sub or patron, I'm going to soon post the option to vote on what game you'd like to see. Now that we've done, Soul Suspect, Murdered Soul Suspect, and the one before that was The Plan. I finished them both. I've been trying to actually finish whatever game gets chosen. So I'm gonna give that list to the Discord and Patreon post soon. See what we pick. Were they good times? I saw The Plan was in, was it the Big Bad Game-a-thon or something? That's true. If my misery brings joy, who am I to decline? I do have my billiard lights installed, so we're gonna do that today. If only so I can escape the heat for a moment. Like, I couldn't even sleep in my room yesterday, it was so freaking hot. Maybe we'll get that fixed this weekend, but Until then, it's kind of hard to stream. It's part of why I haven't really been online much. That and the thunderstorm literally knocking my power out the other day. Hopefully Arcade Pit goes okay. I have a sponsored indie game I want to do. I've had to postpone it, so I'm just going to do that after Speed Bump. We have a race, a random race this Sunday, tomorrow, of Speed Bump as well. If you'd like to participate, it's just going to be a mystery race. It's not going to be announced until 5 minutes beforehand. And then, yeah, I have a sponsored indie game that's pretty neat. It's an FPS Doom sort of game. I try to do one a week, so I'm behind. But here in about an hour, probably, maybe less, I'll be going live for some billiards. We'll see if we can get a better stream than we've had in the past. Just keep on making it better every time until we nail it, right? I'm gonna get, I think I have decided that I probably should actually do the thing with the cameras. I just don't understand. It seems like Canon makes a bunch of cameras that have USB support. You can just plug and play. You don't need a capture card. Based on my research. Maybe I can get a hold of one of those. Just one, though. I don't think I want 3. I think I'll use the webcams for the other 2 angles. That stuff's expensive. Those cameras are thousands of dollars. I can get one used. Man, what would Mega Man be like with no spikes at all? No pits. I don't know. It's new software in Hex. But it looks like a lot of Canon cameras are supported for just plugging it in and going. I don't mind buying a capture card if I must. But based on what I'm seeing, it sure seems like that's not necessary. The camera that I have looks like it's a little too old to be supported by the software. It looks like it's supported by a lot of the cameras that they have, just not the one that I have. Let me see here. What is going on in Corn Dance screen? I have a link somewhere here. I think it was in this YouTube video. Yeah, if you scroll down on this page, it looks like all of these cameras not only work, but seem to work pretty well. Mine's a little too old, but there's a lot of cameras on that list that really aren't very expensive. Is Genie done? Did they finish? They caught up. They were behind going into this game. Are they the better Zero Robot Simulation? Sorry for my distracted commentary. I think the heat makes it really hard for me to focus. It really does. I'm under the impression that the UI doesn't show up on this utility, but I can't check because the camera that I have is not supported. the heat doesn't make me want to take a nap. It makes me want to die. It sucks so bad. It's so humid. It's awful here. I can't even sleep in this. Like, I'm just laying on the floor in the kitchen because it's nicer there. It's where I sleep, on the couch, just in the living room instead of my bed, because damn, it's hot. Genie's asking why it has turned into lemmings. Well, I live in the world where metric doesn't exist and it sucks, so I don't actually know what 35 Celsius corresponds to. But it's pretty hot here. Yeah, that's about where we're at. Turning on the fans doesn't have any effect. Like, it doesn't do anything. It just blows hot air around. It's no good. Well, it's been weeks since that billiards content has hit the stream here, so let's get to it. I don't want to make that angry guy who comes by every once in a while mad. Too mad, anyway. I want to make him mad. I do. I'm not too mad. We get to get him some content here. It's been too long. This content that Genie's dealing with doesn't look too hot. Angry old billiards guy is real. He's a very authentic, angry billiards guy. What? We came over for what? Unbelievable. Corndan's still working on it. Let's get that time. Gene is requesting permission to leave. Granted. You've got it. Nice work. We took a lot of predictions on who would win. And I feel like NPC is at the top of a lot of lists. Let me see. Yeah, they're a finalist in a lot of the predictions. So they just got their first defeat. They're not out yet. See if they can do better in the lower brackets. That was close. But Genie pulled it off. Just really did well at this weird game. We're waiting on Corndan. I think Corndan's done it. This dog? Is this dog the boss or something? There's not a betting pool, but yeah, there's the boss. There's not a betting pool, but there's a predictions thing. You missed the opportunity to make one, but if you went to challenge Typically, if you go there during the transition between the tournament phases, you can bet on who you think will win, just for fun points. It's just a mini game. It will award you for every correct guess up to the final battles, which some people didn't even remember to do. Dan's on the ropes, HP wise here. Aww. Boss rematch. All of the players that are here have made it through phase 1 of the tournament. They've already made it real far, in my opinion, because that was not an easy feat. We eliminated half of the competition. And we have a long way to go. And as we move forward, I'm going to make sure not only are the challenges fresh and good, but also harder. Once we hit, like, the next, like, the 8th finals part of the tournament, I'm going to personally make sure that we have some harder challenges mixed in. Gene needs to not take as many hits on this, or not Gene, Corndan needs to make sure they don't take as many hits from this boss. Oh! They might take 20 on this last challenge. I love the dog transition for the boss. It doesn't look too bad. You hit it a couple times when it rolls you back up. I think Corndan's getting greedy at the start, and I'm just looking at how much damage they take at the start versus the end. They really make that last HP stick. And that to me says they're being too greedy right now. Taking too many hits that they don't need to be taking. Just get your 3 licks and get out. Seems like a simple enough pattern. But yeah, it's got a ton of HP. You cannot burn it down. It's a mecha gorilla. It's designed to laugh at you. Every time. Hard to see what it's doing off screen sometimes, I think. Yeah, you can't jump over the rolling gorilla, but you can just back up. It always stops short. Okay, not that time. But usually, though, if you give yourself enough room. This is an official game from an official TV show that I think is Spanish, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't think it was American. The language is in Korean, I think. So I don't have any idea. There's the boss dead. Nice work. I have no idea what this is in terms of content. All finished. Well, 26 episodes is a standard 2-season run for most TV. Like, that's... I can think of a couple shows that are 26 episodes, like Cowboy Bebop, for example, just off the top of my head. And that one is not unpopular. By any stretch. It's just, that's just 2 seasons. But yeah, that's not very much content. Corndan is going to default the victory here. And we'll see if Chaos D for us can get a rematch. Or if they're just going to eat the loss. I mean, they're not going to give them very much time. They're just not here for the match. We just got to move on. So Corndan gets the point for now, and certainly Genie gets the other point. And they'll be going up against Mr. Torture in the 8th finals at some point. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will be back probably in the neighborhood of 45 minutes after I set up my cameras and just get my lights ready and all of that for a little bit of billiards. I don't know how long we'll go, probably 2 or 3 hours. We'll see. It's been a little while. I'd like to stay on that train and keep optimizing that, and I'm going to look into better cameras for the main camera feed, at least. That's not ready yet. But we'll see if the lights help. You know, that's the big change. So I think it's going to be better than it was. It wasn't that bad, but I think it's still going to be better than it was. Thanks for joining me, though. I'll see you later.